Hey, good morning. It's Incident Meteorologist Andy Gorelow coming to you with your daily weather update from the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon fire. As we all know, we've been seeing quite a bit of rain over the past several days. It's been very beneficial rain. The rain we have been seeing has not come all at once, which has been very helpful mitigating any flash flood conditions. So the beneficial rain has been slow and steady. It's been quite a bit of it, and it's been very, very helpful to the fire. So just looking at our rain map here, the image here on your left is a 24-hour rain total from this morning. So as you can see, over the past, since yesterday morning, we've had anywhere from half an inch of rain to nearly an inch of rain across the western edges of the fire. So that's been very, very helpful. And even across the north, they didn't have quite as much rain, but anywhere from a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain. So fairly nice amount of rain that had fallen. We did have a little bit more down here, kind of in that southeast corner. The map's not showing it. They probably had close to a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain down there too. But definitely on the western edges of the fire over the past 24 hours have been very, very good for rainfall. And as we go to the other side, we can look at a 3-day rainfall total. This is how much rain has fallen in the past 3 days. And as you can see, pretty much everywhere on our map on the western edges, the western perimeter, has seen over an inch of rain. Anywhere from an inch to an inch and a half of rain, a little bit more. So it's been very beneficial. And like I mentioned, it hasn't all fallen at once, which has really limited any kind of flash flood potential. Even on the eastern sides and the north, anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to an inch. So we have definitely seen some very beneficial rain over the past several days. And we are going to continue to see rain over the next several days also looking ahead. So we'll go to the next slide. And so here's what we can expect today. Most of our rain from this morning has ended, but we are expecting more showers and thunderstorms to develop this afternoon. And what we're looking at is some additional rain here at our fire. Just looking at the map, you can kind of look back towards the west and you can see that's where the main rain band is located. That's where expected to be the highest amount of precipitation. But over where we're located, over our fire, we can still expect to see anywhere from a tenth of an inch, maybe up to a half an inch or greater by this afternoon. So it's not going to be everywhere. It's not going to be widespread. But we are looking for more scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop this afternoon going forward. So with that, we'll go to the next image. So we do currently have a flash flood watch in effect. This was issued by the National Weather Service in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And the areas in green here, which is basically where our fire is located, is the biggest threat for seeing flash flooding. Really takes just one storm producing very heavy rain over one location that can produce flash flooding. So the threat is there. Doesn't mean it's actually going to happen, but we do have the threat because we're expecting thunderstorms this afternoon to develop that we could possibly see flash flooding. So that is in effect until midnight tonight. So we do have that flash flood watch in effect for the fire location until midnight tonight. We'll go to the next slide. So looking at trends, and we look at how much moisture is in the atmosphere. This is really important when it comes to monsoon season, seeing how much moisture we do have in the atmosphere. So just looking at relative humidity and dew point, you can see they're fairly high here through tomorrow. But they are starting to actually decrease tomorrow and especially on Friday. Kind of looking at this trend, you can see this drop on dew point. A little bit drier air. We're not looking at any significant drying. Certainly won't be as dry as what we saw last week, but we are definitely trending downward when it comes to the amount of moisture available. So because of that, we're probably going to be limiting our thunderstorm chances over the next couple of days. There'll still be some isolated storms on Thursday and again on Friday, but as we're looking right now, most of the activity is probably going to be occurring over western parts of New Mexico, much further off to the west. So like I said, we may still see some isolated storms, but they aren't going to be nearly as widespread as what we've seen over the past few days. So we're going to stay dry, and then by the weekend, you can kind of see this trend jumps back up. So with that, we're increasing moisture once again, and we're going to be increasing our shower and thunderstorm chances, especially on Saturday and Sunday. Those seem to be the two best days right now. We could look down below here and see our precipitation chart. This just shows you hourly precipitation forecast. As you can see, we got a decent amount forecast through this afternoon, but definitely drying on Thursday and Friday. Not much of a chance, low amounts. Still doesn't mean it can't rain heavy, but the storms will be more isolated. But as we jump into Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday, you can see those numbers really start to ramp back up. So we'll definitely be looking for another potential of flash flooding, more additional heavy rain potential, and more widespread showers and thunderstorms. So we're definitely looking at that. But then as we look forward past Monday, you can see the trend downward once again, lower amounts, probably more isolated thunderstorms. Now in monsoon season, anything can change, and it can change quickly. So we'll definitely be watching that, but the trend right now is for a decrease in thunderstorm activity as we go into next week. Next slide, please. So just our thunderstorm threat guidance. As you can see, our fire highlighted here. We are looking at high probability today. That's greater than 60%. It does drop on Thursday down to 40 to 60%, but probably a little bit lower, probably closer to that 40%. And then we drop into Friday, you can see we only have about a 10 to 30% chance of seeing thunderstorms. So that drops even more. But by Saturday and Sunday, we head right back up into that high category at around 60% or greater. So here's that little downtrend, but we ramp right back up over the weekend. Next slide. So this is just a precipitation forecast through Monday. We're still sitting in a pretty good high probability of seeing decent precipitation. When you kind of look at these deep purples, we're looking at anywhere around 2.5 inches of rain forecast through Monday morning. Not all at one time, but over the next few days, we are looking for totals equaling around 2.5 inches of rain. So hopefully it doesn't come all at once. A nice slow and steady rain is very, very helpful for this fire and pretty much helpful for anywhere. We just don't want it all occurring at one time. But that's what we're looking for. Still decent shot at seeing some very beneficial rain all the way through Monday morning. Next slide. So this is our forecast matrix that we produce for the firefighters every single day. It just gives them an idea on burning conditions. Green is more moderate, yellow is more of a critical burning, and then you get into your reds and it's extreme. And what firefighters really want to see is green. And that's what we have. We've had green for several days, and we're expecting green for quite a while. Some things that would actually change these numbers to red is, let's say, our relative humidity minimums are down at around 15% or lower. But we're not going to be seeing any significant drying, any significant dry air coming in. We're not going to be seeing any significant winds. So green is good, especially for firefighters. That's what we want to see. Next slide. So just looking even further in advance, this is issued by the Climate Prediction Center, and every few days they issue these 6 to 10 day precipitation outlooks and an 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook. So what they're seeing here for the next 6 to 10 days is a very high probability of above normal precipitation for much of Arizona and western New Mexico. Out here in eastern New Mexico, we're still leaning in that above normal precipitation category. But this is really what you want to see when you're looking for an active monsoon season. So it looks like at least for the next 6 to 10 days, it's going to be active. Now, it does mean that we can't see those drying periods like Thursday and Friday, but we are expecting an above normal monsoon pattern for the next 6 to 10 days. And even looking 8 to 14 days out 2 weeks, that same above blob, I guess you could say, is basically in the same spot. Really active monsoon looking for the next 2 weeks. Where we're located, still in the above category, but that's really good if you want to see plenty of rain. You don't want it, like I mentioned, all at one time, but seeing this is very good if you're looking to get more precipitation and not any kind of significant drying. And that's what we're looking for. So hopefully, we'll get that rain, keep it at a minimum for flash flooding. But this is really helping to put the fire out. This is doing a great job. And with that, we'll talk to you guys another time. Thanks.